Darryl Mount is waiting in the hospital in a coma. The investigation of Darryl Mount's arrest, confusing. On one hand, Saratoga Public Safety Commissioner Chris Matheson tells us that the Saratoga Police, the City Council, and the Public Safety Commission have had major problems. Chris Matheson expects the family of Darryl Mount to accept the police version of the incident that left Darryl Mount in critical condition. 50+ days in a coma and counting.
I'm the mother of Darryl Mount, who was injured on August 31st here in the city of Saratoga Springs. Our mission and our purpose here today with the protesters is that to have an outside independent investigation into what happened with my son that night that leaves him in a coma for 46 days and counting.
In terms of what happened on Broadway at 3:02 on October 31st, we don't know what happened, but I think that we're really jumping the gun if we're making charges of police brutality.
I called the police department where they were very low-key and very polite with me. Oh, it's just policy and procedure. He fell from a scaffolding after running from us, is what they said to me. My husband and I got to Albany Med expecting to walk into Albany Med and merely see a bump on the head or a cut or a concussion. We were not expecting to see my son on life support with tubes coming every which way out of his body, his head, with a severe brain bleed. Injuries sustained to him were only to the left side of his face only.
We don't have a perfect police department, we don't have a perfect public safety department, we don't have a perfect city council, we don't have a perfect government, but we do.
What you don't have is perfect management. That's what you don't have. How does this look on your state?
And if you believe that everything that you've done is integrity and is right and honest, there would be no problem for you to order an outside investigation beyond your borders or beyond your walls to bring someone in and to look at it in a different perspective.
I will address those concerns by stating that the allegations surrounding the actions of Mr. Mount in response to those actions by the officers of the Saratoga Springs Police Department have been reviewed during the city's investigation, conducted both internally by the police department and by the city's liability carrier. The investigation reveals and concludes that Mr. Mount fell from scaffolding as he attempted to evade police officers. The evidence, whether it be video or eyewitness statement, supports this conclusion and is uncontroverted.
You don't know that they're unconscious and unresponsive. You continue to put handcuffs on and then take them back off. And then people want to wonder why we want an outside investigation. This isn't the first time. This isn't the first time that they've been found guilty of this. And if they didn't do anything wrong, I'll be the first one to stand up here and again apologize. If they didn't do anything wrong, why are they so against an outside investigation?
As Commissioner, I do not have a reason to find another agency to address these issues. This has been investigated thoroughly and appropriately, and I stand behind the department.
October 3rd, my son ended up back in the ICU unit at Ellis Hospital, at which time I had a doctor say to me, "What happened with your son?" As I told him the story, his response to me was, "You need to get a forensic medical examiner to determine how this really happened to your son."
My opponent in the next election, the man in the blue jacket over there, has said that he will appoint an outside agency or ask an outside agency to come in and investigate. He was told that to Sarah Wire. So there's your man, I guess, on November 5th. I'm sorry.
Beyond the shadow of a doubt, if I could 100% say my son ran from the police, which was wrong, very wrong, and he clearly just fell from scaffolding and did this to himself, and there was no kind of foul play whatsoever, I could move on from here, and I could you know, pick up the pieces and take care of my son and move forward. But I can't do that. I cannot do that.
To ask this body, as we stood and pledged allegiance to the flag, it ended with justice for all. And tonight I ask this body to simply do the right thing. to order an outside investigation into the situation and to address the issues of this family of Darryl Mount. But if we do not get what we are asking for tonight, I stand behind Darryl's mother to do whatever she needs to do. I'll go wherever she wants to go. I'll protest wherever she wants to protest. I'll be with her until she gets justice from the city here in Saratoga.
Amen.